Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, and for episode 7 of the new tiny houseboat build. Today we're gonna try to get this motor off the old boat and hopefully hang it on the new one. So y'all come along as we get this old girl off of this boat, swapped over to the new boat, so we can start rigging the new boat up. So let's get to it. We're gonna jump right into it. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, still dark. Try to have everything unhooked before daylight. Hook the hoist to this mammal and get ready to set it up. Alright folks, we're gonna start off by disconnecting the shift cables and throttle cable. And this is a 60 Mercury 4-stroke, so y'all can see right here they got a bolt right here we gotta remove, and they got one way back up in here. So this plate right here is gonna come off, giving you access to the cables. So we got shift cable and throttle cable we gotta get off. So let's unbolt it and get to it. Alright, y'all can see got that cover off, so it gives you access to your cables. Simply pop this piece off. You're gonna take out this bolt, this thing will slide off, and you gotta keep a pin here, and that's gonna let it slide out. And you also have a keep a pin down here for this one, and they just pop right out. So I'll get them clips off, we'll get it pulled off. Alright, there's the shift cable and throttle cable. Once you remove that little screw, they just pop on out. This one holds in right there, couple of them little clips, and then this piece right here just opens up and you slide them out. So that's that. Fuel line's disconnected already. I'm gonna leave the trim, the electrical still hooked up to make sure I got it trimmed like I need it once I hook the hoist. So next thing we gotta do is unhook the steering rod. So all we gotta do is pull this bolt out, lift this arm off, and come back on this side, unscrew this big nut, and that steering shaft will slide right out of there. So I'll go find me, get the tools for that, and bring y'all back. Alright, got the steering shaft unbolted, but I'm gonna have to wait till I unbolt the motor and slide it back to be able to get it off, because it's been too hard for that cable to be able to pull it straight out. So all I got left for the engine is the battery cables left, and then we can start unbolting all the bolts and get this motor hanging in there. Alright guys, we're using a engine hoist to lift this motor up. Y'all can see got it hooked up with a shackle. The outboard comes with a mounting point right here for a shackle, then just simply hook the hook. Now one thing when you're using one of these, you always want to remember these legs are adjustable, so always make sure you extend these legs well past where the hook line is going to be, because if not, if you get that weight past them wheels, this thing will flip out and will hurt you. So one thing to keep in mind when using one of these hoists, this motor ain't but around, I think it's 300 pounds, so really ain't too much for this hoist to handle, but Go ahead and put a little tension, on it, and all we got is 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on the other side. She'll come right off of there. But a little small impacts makes work way quicker. And you can get these little attachments to fit anywhere from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch drive socket. So definitely helps speeds up the process when you're doing stuff like this. One more bolt, the motor will be free. Man, just like that, she's hanging. So give her a quick lift up. Now we get that steering cable out of there. See if I can do this one hand, trying to film it, but it's simple to pull it out. There it is. Motor freed up from the boat. So now I'm gonna clean up, get all my tools back organized, have this little coffee. Then I'm gonna pull this boat out of here. Got a few things to do to the new boat before I pull it underneath the porch. I'll go show y'all what I gotta do. I'm gonna go take a walk. Alright, to get the motor on the new boat, this section of deck gotta be cut out so I can slide it in there, because I can't lift it up high enough, you know, for the motor to clear this. So I'm gonna cut it, and I got some pieces I can put to rebolt all this back in after. And I also gotta cut this cross beam on the back of the trailer. So I'm gonna notch it here, and then once the boat's off and in the water, I'm gonna come back and make some cross bracings going this way, just to help straighten back up the back side of the trailer. Now give me room for my motor to go on in there. So got them couple bolts down here to remove with silicone. So I'll go ahead and do all that, get these bolts moved around, and we'll bring y'all back when we're ready to slide the engine on here. Alright folks, little update. Got the boat moved underneath the carport. I cut that cross section out from the trailer. So now I gotta get this piece out unless I can figure a way to lay that motor down. But being this a 4-stroke and full of oil, I didn't drain the oil out. I don't think it'd be a good idea to lay this motor down, so I really ain't got nothing to set it on. I would have needed like one of them crates they come with from the factory to bolt it on so it don't flop around. I don't want to scratch my motor all up, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and remove this and I can bolt it on at a later point. So I guess I'll get the cutting again and we'll bring y'all back once this cross piece is out the way, and then figure out if I'm gonna have room to run a jack plate or not. I know when I first measured, this piece was gonna be a little tight for the motor, so I don't know, maybe I might just revamp this whole back end to where I could run my jack plate, because I would like to have that jack plate on here. Getting some shallow water or whatever, we can lift the motor up. So alright, sit back, sip on a little coffee, decide which way I'm gonna go. Alright folks, I decided to go ahead and cut this out, and I'm gonna, once I get it cut out, I'm gonna go get my steering cable and make sure it's gonna be long enough to fit with that jack plate. So we'll bring y'all back. Alright. Whew. Got that cut. All I'll have to do is run another piece across to put it back on. No big deal. Alright. Let me figure out if I'm gonna put this jack plate on that. Alright folks. We back here. I went ahead and pull my jack plate off the old boat. Y'all can see I got it installed. What I did, I got the bolts with the nut just barely on it, allow me to slide it back some, and I'm gonna silicone all around all the bolt holes before I suck it up tight against the backboard. Make sure we get a good seal. So that's what we're working on at the moment, and once that's all bolted down and sealed, we can get this motor hung on y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that sealant. We'll bring y'all back when we're about ready to hang the motor on. Alright, got that jack plate bolted in. Mama came help me right quick because these bottom bolts are actually inside the bilge of the boat, so she held the wrench for me while I tightened it up. So now put me an old coat, old blanket right here, so we don't scratch our motor while we're trying to slide it on in there. So go ahead and try to get her in. Alright, folks. We got the motor bolted on now. Y'all check it out. She's on there. So, what I gotta do now, I'm gonna go grab the old boat, back it on underneath the porch, get in the shade, and start taking all the stuff out. I ain't gonna video that part, but I'm gonna get all the rest of the cables and wiring that I need, get it out of there. Might even take that console out, undecided, but probably gonna use that. It's already built. As long as it fits right, we'll use it. But there she is, bolted up in place. So the fun part of rigging everything is gonna be coming. So I'm gonna take me a little break, and I'll get back to it a little later. So we'll catch y'all then. Alright guys, it's been a long day. We got everything stripped out of the other boat. Got the console put in, shifter, all the cables ran for the outboard. Y'all can see she's all mounted, hooked up. Everything's hooked up and ready to go. Motor, that part's finished. So far as that goes, we're done with the motor. Next thing, I guess, is gonna be wiring up our lights, putting lights in here, or navigation lights, stuff like that, and figuring out our little table and our little spot to put our stove and stuff like that. But all in all, she's getting really close for a sea trial. So imagine once I get our little lights and small stuff in here where we can just go ahead and go camping. The rest, I think we're just gonna build as we go. See what we need and build as we need it, kind of like I did with the other boat. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm gonna do a little bit this evening, not a whole lot. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna try to finish cleaning up, picking up all my tools, because tomorrow is Mother's Day. But y'all probably be seeing this the week after. But in that case, hope all you mothers out there had a good Mother's Day. So anyways, until next time, we'll catch y'all later on. Peace.